Good evening, everybody. It is wonderful to be here with you tonight at the Dharma Bum Temple in North County, which is my office. Apparently, it is, it's just one of those things where, and I'm glad, thank you, first of all, Brian and Linda, and everyone else who said hello. It's just one of those things where things got really bad and we just needed to just ensure that everybody is absolutely safe or as safe as possible. And so, I don't know if it's just going to be a week or we're going to close down for more than a week, but whatever it is, then that's what it is. Our mission, our goal is to keep everybody as safe as possible. As Buddhists, we follow the precepts of non-harming, and the best way for us to go about doing that is to just kind of close down the temple again. Everything is going just kind of bonkers right now with COVID cases and things like that. So we'll see how long it lasts. Doesn't really matter to me. I'm happy to do this here in my office, in my home here up in North County. And it's just always a pleasure, regardless of where I'm doing this. But hello. My name is Alex. If you're new here, welcome to the Dharma Bum Temple kind of online class. This is the Lovingkindness Meditation. I am happy to be with you all. So first of all, hello, Brian and Linda. Hello, Tara, Jean, and Tamara, and whoever else might be there. As I like to say, just go say hello. Say hello in the chat box there on the side of your screen, and just let me know where you're at. Marisa, hello. So good to see you. Wonderful. So I believe there's really no one who's super new, so I can dispense with kind of a lot of the things that I might normally say at the beginning of a class. I mean, we're not in a hurry, so I probably could say it, but that's all right. Oh, sorry. But we're going to have this loving kindness meditation, which I'm going to guide. And then I'm going to open it up for questions and things like that. So questions, comments, whatever you want to say, or ask, and that's perfectly fine. I may or may not have the answer. If I don't, I apologize, but I don't know everything. All right. So, I told this story yesterday. Last week, last Wednesday, the story of Angulimala. They call him the murderer saint. And the murderer saint, he killed 999 people. And even though he killed so many people, the Buddha surveyed his mind and said, this guy he's still salvageable. He's still salvageable. And so, the Buddha basically, saved him. And this was really not the Buddha that saved him, but really this is kind of the redemptive quality of the Dharma. So often, we feel so bad about things that we've done in our life. And, that's a cause of a lot of consternation. It's a cause of a lot of self-denigration and self-hatred and all those different types of things. And really the point of the story is to say, hey, if you didn't kill 999 people, you're kind of doing okay. Because you are salvageable. You are worth redeeming. And a lot of the things that you think you did that's so horrible that, makes you say all these horrible things to yourself in your head or even outside your head, they're just not true. They're just not true. And follow the Dharma and follow these meditation techniques, and you too could see some relief, and that's why we do this. So hello, Graham, wonderful to be here with you as well. So we're going to do that. We're going to do our meditation. I'm kind of in one of those kind of swivel chairs. I'm not in a stable chair, so that's okay. I like it. I need this for when I work. All right, so 7:05. I'm going to open it up for any questions. I know there's like a 10 15-second delay. So I'll open it up for any questions if anybody has any questions for me. If not, well, then we'll just get into the meditation. Take a sip of water. Oh wait, just a little while longer. You don't have to have any questions at the beginning. That's perfectly fine. It's not a problem. I just like to kind of ask. All right, so let's go ahead and do this meditation here. Everybody get in your seated position. All right, and so let's begin. So just allow your eyes to close, making sure you have that position that's nice and comfortable and sustainable for you. And when we sit like a Buddha. And you can even imagine yourselves as a Buddha sitting underneath your own tree of enlightenment. And it could be any tree that you want. Upright, in this kind of dignified posture, ready for the day's abiding. So at first, let's just get connected to the breath. So let's just take a deep breath all the way in. And all the way out. Not forcing the breath, letting the breath be quite easy and quite natural. So just following the breath at the base of the nostrils, feeling the air go in and out as you breathe. Or focusing on the belly or the chest, feeling its expansion and contraction as you breathe. And just feeling the energy of the breath as it enters your body and nourishes your body. So just for the next couple of moments, let's just rest as gently as we can in the sensations of the breath. And so, to begin our formal practice of loving kindness, we're first going to think of a benefactor. And a benefactor is anyone who has shown us great love and great kindness. Someone is really easy to have these feelings for. And it could be anybody: mother, father, brother, sister, best friend, or anyone who you've benefited from their love and kindness. And so just call this person to mind and just radiate loving kindness to them. And however you understand that word radiate, wishing them happiness, wishing that they do the things that cause happiness, which is their positive thoughts, words, and actions. And gratitude for all they've done for you. Just radiate loving kindness to this person or these people. It could be more than one. It always helps to smile. Maybe even put your hand over your heart if you want to. And so we'll do this for the next few moments. And so shifting our focus now from loving kindness for a benefactor to now imagining our benefactor doing this practice for us. We already have the experience of our benefactor's love and kindness in our own heart. And so, what we're going to do is we're going to just call our benefactor to mind. Just imagine them doing loving kindness for us, as radiating loving kindness to us, wishing us happiness and safety and health, wishing that we do the things that cause happiness. Again, you can smile still, or put your hand over your heart, because the only thing you really have to do is just accept all of it. Just let all of their loving kindness in. If there's a part of you that there's tension in your heart, can you then just kind of breathe in and just let the energy of the breath dissolve that tension? So we'll do this for the next few moments, imagining our benefactor doing this practice for us. Now, probably the most important part of this meditation is, now can we do this practice for ourselves? Having loving kindness for ourselves. And there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can kind of redirect that beam of loving kindness back to your own heart, just imagining your heart getting bigger and warmer as you wish yourself loving happiness and as you wish yourself doing the things that cause happiness. Or if you want, you can simply just repeat phrases of loving kindness, phrases like, may I be happy. May I be safe from inner and outer danger. May I be well in body and mind. May I be at peace and live at ease in this world. Again, smiling because that's so important. Keeping your hand over your heart if you want. Concentrating as much as you can on this specific portion of the meditation. Listening for any tension. Breathing into it. So we'll do this for the next few moments. Now, finally, to kind of round out our meditation, we can do this practice now for all beings in all directions, really exploring the limitless quality of the heart, or at least the limitless potential of the heart. Because everybody has that potential, the potential to not exclude anybody ever, upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded. May all beings be at ease. And so we'll do this practice for all beings. So just allow your eyes to open. Just allow yourself to stretch as you keep that mindfulness of loving kindness about you. And we're going to start in about 30 seconds or so. If you have a question or a comment or what you want to tell them, something you want to tell me about that experience of meditation, just put it in the comments and we'll talk about it. Okay. Well, that was amazing. And, it wasn't, I remember the first time that I did this on Zoom or on YouTube. It was so strange for me. It was so odd, just kind of doing it because there isn't really an energy exchange that I really felt that I thought that was kind of tangible in any way. Um, but now it's different just because I have more experience of doing this, and I just remember seeing you guys a week ago, and we had been back at doing live classes uh, July, I think it was. So it's been like 6 months. Sorry, 6 months that we were back live, and now of course we had to go back online, which is fine. We'll do it however we need to do it. It's not a problem. But it was certainly a different feeling for me doing it, online this time versus doing it online, like when I first started back in, March or April or whatever it was of 2020. It's almost been 2 years, you guys. Let me tell you. But so let's see. So first of all, one of the things that I forgot to say was Happy New Year. I was looking at the comment from Marcel, and hello, Marcel, and who said Happy New Year. And I totally just kind of forgot all about that. It was just like another day, So Happy New Year to everybody. And I hope you had a wonderful and safe New Year. And let's see what we got here. And Marvis, hello there to you. Hello. So Tamara said, I found living benefactors this time because before it was difficult. So that's good. Happy to hear that. Only took a year. It's all right. What do you think makes this so different when we do this as a group, even at home? It's the collective energy. We are a collective people. We are a tribal people. That's kind of who we are as humans. And so it always, I think that, certainly we feel it in the temple when we're meditating in the temple together. We feel that energy from each other, whether we know that's what it is or whether it's not, or whether we don't know what it is. That is it. It's that kind of energy. It's the feeling and the knowing that we're all in this together. We're all trying, for the same thing. We're all trying to lessen our suffering. You're trying to lessen your suffering, and that every other person in that temple, and now every other person who's meditating online, is just trying to suffer less. And you're all trying to do the same thing, listening to the same instructions and trying to suffer less. And so there's this knowing, and there's this, that all of these other people are trying to do the same thing, and that all these other people are on your side. That they want this for you, and as you want this for them. And that's why when you do this practice for all beings, that last part of the meditation, if all you ever want to do, I do say things like, explore the limitless quality or the limitless potential of the heart by doing this for all beings in all directions. But if you want to start out just doing it for everyone else who's online or everyone else in the temple, if we're in the temple, if you want to start out doing it like that, that's perfectly fine. And they have a lot of these studies where they have done meditations and group meditations, and they kind of saw the difference that it made, doing meditation in the group. I should get some of those studies together and talk about them. But yeah, even doing it at home, that's there. I feel it's more tangible, if you do it like together, but together physically, but we're not there, and it doesn't have to be that way. So Graham said, felt a great deal of gratitude to be here for a new year. Yeah, I think so too. And part of me was like, I'm just glad it's, that time between like Thanksgiving and New Year is always a little bit, not difficult. It's not like, for me, it's not sadness or anything like that, but this is a lot. There's a lot of stuff happening. And so I'm just glad we just got to the new year. And, even if you take a look at, where we were, this time last year, and, all of the things that we've been through, and we're still here. We're still here, and we're still doing it. And I'm really grateful for all of you, and for pretty much everything I can be grateful for. We made it. Yeah, absolutely. We made it. And then Tamara said, it's like doing dance steps at the same time or singing the same song. It is. And I like how you put, singing the same song, because we are singing the same song. That's exactly what we're doing. We're singing this song of meditation. We're singing this song of loving kindness as best we can. And, some people are better singers than others. That reminds me when I was, young, when I was a kid, and, I was Catholic at the time, but not really super Catholic. I just kind of went. I didn't know anything really much about it. But when it came time to sing the song, the hymn, or, whatever it was, this was back in the 80s in New Orleans, which is like 80% Catholic. At least it was back then. And, all these people packed into a church for Sunday sermon. And when it came time to sing, like, no one was singing. There was like the priest sang because he was singing from his heart and loud, and he was off pitch and off key and sounded terrible, but he was singing to God. So to him, he didn't care. He was really in it and into it. But like, nobody else was singing. And I thought that was really, really strange. Some people were moving their mouths, but they not a whole lot of sound was coming out of it. They just kind of were. And of course, there's always that one opera lady, down the way, who's singing really loudly, but she's pretty much the only one. But when you're meditating, you kind of know that we're all just kind of doing the same thing. And that energy that's there is, we can feel it if we really listen, especially if we've been to these online classes a lot like you have, so. So, again, you can ask a question about, if anybody has any questions on the instructions. Mostly it's people who've been here, so you kind of know what you're doing. I'm sure you know the deal, what's going on. I always like to hear what your experience of meditation is. I always find that interesting, just because, it's your experience, and it could be different every time. My experience of meditation is different all of the time. Sometimes I think, oh, isn't this fantastic? And other times I'm like, oh man, this sucks so hard, but I try not to let either of those experiences really get to me. in the spiritual masters in Buddhism and even in Hinduism, which is related. Uh, they don't put any emphasis on individual experiences, you know, because that's just something to get attached to. And so we don't want to get attached. We just want to keep on doing it, knowing that this is a, practice has a cumulative effect, which is why it's so important to meditate every day if you can, right? Meditate every day. And I'll kind of leave it at that here just for a second and see if we get anybody who wants to ask a question. Question, comment, anything is fine. So while we're waiting for that, one of the things that kind of came to mind during meditation is the instruction that I got, or an instruction that is in the Satipatthana Sutra, or which is the basic mindfulness meditation sutra. And what they talk about is noticing things internally, like in your own body, in your own mind, in your own heart, and externally in other people. So you can look at other people and notice other people and be mindful of kind of what's going on with them. And this kind of hit me because, there are a lot of videos and social media posts and things like that of people doing really nice things. And so you can be really, really grateful for that. And that is a loving kindness practice, or at least part of a loving kindness practice, or even going about your day. If you just notice people doing nice things, it happens all of the time, whether it's somebody holding a door open for somebody else, or something else. Kindness is all around you if you stop to notice. So Tara said, it was a little difficult sending loving kindness to all beings, with tomorrow being January 6th. And yeah, absolutely. I totally understand that. And, what that is, worry or concern or agitation or fear about the past and the future. The past of what happened a year ago, and what tomorrow is the 6th. So worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. And we have a wonderful practice for this, and it's called staying in the present moment. It's called using your breath, which is why in one of the instructions that I didn't say in this loving kindness meditation was that, whatever meditation that we're doing, it's always really good to have at least 25% of your attention on the breath. That way your breath can anchor you to your practice. And so when you have these thoughts of what happened a year ago, or maybe what's going to happen tomorrow, which is totally normal, I totally get it, that's fine. You can use that breath to come back to the present, to come back to whatever practice that you're doing. And this is hard. I know what's going on. There's so much happening right now with that, with COVID in general, where we think we're doing good, and then we spike, and then it goes down, and then it goes up, and then it goes down, and it went way up recently. And, we're kind of in the middle of that right now. So we're in the middle of all of this uncertainty and fear. Everybody is. And I get it, which makes this practice even doubly important, triply important, just incredibly important. there's only so much, that we can do, and we know there's only so much that we can do. But one of the things we always know we can do is just come back to the present moment and just notice what's here, because everything else, worrying about the past or worrying about the future, that just is going to cause suffering, that thing that we're addicted to. So to the best of our ability, come back to the present, because there's, the present moment isn't always amazing, but it's a lot better than worrying about the present or the future. It's something that you can do something about the present moment. Whatever's happening about the present moment, you can do something about that. You can take a deep breath. You can have some sort of recollection about kind of what you're going through, and as a means to get yourself out of suffering. You can't do anything about the past, and you can't do anything about the future. You can do something about what's going on right now. Which is why in Buddhism, we find that this is incredibly important, that we focus everything on what's going on right now. And Tamara says, like the nurse who shared her limits a few weeks ago, I was aware of my limits tonight. At certain points, I was like, nope, not ready for that yet. Good. Good. And then I kind of do remember that. Thank you, Tara. That was awesome. Especially if you're a nurse, and I think, 'cause I can't remember exactly what she shared right now, but when Tamara said it, it kind of came back to me a little bit. I think we were talking about equanimity then, and as a nurse right now, I mean, all you see is death, and you try to help. Nurses are very empathetic people, generally speaking, and understanding what your limits are, and having equanimity is just so important. Equanimity doesn't mean that you don't have any compassion. It just that means that your compassion is balanced with wisdom, and you know what your limits are. And if you can't do anymore, then you can't do anymore. And it's the same thing with our practice. As you know, we don't do any like enemy or neutral person or anything like that. I mean, every once in a while I'll kind of bring it back in, but generally we don't do that. And we don't do that because we're basically not ready for it as a collective. Not even as a collective at the Dharma Bum Temple, as a collective in the Western Hemisphere. We're not quite ready for that yet. And so I don't even include it, because we don't need to punish ourselves any more than we already do. Just do what you know that you can do when it comes to meditation. If you wanna open it up to the enemy or whatever, then you can do that. But I'm not going to spend a heck of a lot of time on it. Is that me? I thought it looked like something came down like that. I don't know if you saw it or not, but that was very strange. Maybe it's Temple Ghost coming to visit. I don't know if Temple Ghost actually leaves the temple or not. All right. So I'm going to open it up if anyone wants to say anything else. I would love to hear it. Let me know how you're doing. Anything about Buddhism, about anything else. If not, that's okay. You don't have to say anything. That's okay, guys. It's not a problem. It's a brand new year, and there's a lot of stuff going on right now, and I'm just so grateful that you're here. And let's just continue doing what we're doing the best that we can to not harm ourselves, to not harm others, to um, to be kind to one another. Um, and that's just all that we can do. And as the Dharma Bum Temple, that's exactly what we're trying to do just by having these classes go back online. Thank you, Gina. I appreciate that. It's my pleasure to do these classes, and it's my pleasure to be here with you every single week, whether it's in person or online or both. And I'm grateful every day that I get to do this. So thank you all again. It's wonderful to be here with you. So let's join our palms together at our hearts, please. And may the benefits of this meditation, this discussion, be received by all beings in all directions. May all beings be free from suffering. May all beings be at peace. May all beings be joyful and at ease. May all beings be happy. May all beings be loved and seen for the beautiful, radiant beings that they are, that you are. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And I love you all. Bye now.